One. Hello there, and welcome to Ilum Radio. I am your host. I just want to do a little that little pause to really build tension, but you already know where you guys are.
Good Lord.
It is Monday night, the 16th of January, and we have a couple things to get out of the way. First, we're going to talk about episode 3 of The Bad Batch, but secondly, and most importantly, a trailer is dropping tonight for The Mandalorian Season 3.
Yeah, as soon as this episode drops, the trailer would have already been out, and we are planning to do a reaction to it. That's right after this recording.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you haven't already seen our reaction to the Mando Season 3 trailer that's dropping tonight as of this recording, please go ahead and go on over and watch our reaction. So. I will be in the future.
So friends.
For us, at least.
Yeah,
so.
for us.
Anyway.
So, yeah. Episode 3 of The Bad Batch. So,
oh, boy.
Good call on guessing that we would see Crosshair.
Yes.
Very good call.
And Cody. I also called Cody.
And Cody. So, I didn't expect to see Crosshair this soon. Well, actually, no. Correction. Let me correct that. I didn't expect we'd have an episode dedicated to Crosshair.
I was kind of expecting that.
Were?
Because for once, he's been separated from them ever since, he kind of turned away to join the Empire and all that, and pledged his allegiance to the Empire pretty much. So, it's kind of inevitable for Season 2 to have a Crosshair-centric episode that just focuses on Crosshair and how he's dealing, or how he's working with the Empire and the rest of the clones that have participated in Order 66. And I was also really excited to see Cody, and he has a interestingly different paint job. Than Clone Wars Season 7, which takes place 2 months prior. So that's interesting. I guess Cody had plenty of time on his hands to change armor. Then again, 2 months have passed for the Bad Batch as well, and they've all repainted their armor, and Omega got a new outfit, so I guess that's not too far-fetched.
Right.
So...
And
it's interesting that Cody got a new paint job for his armor.
Well, if you think about it, if you honestly think about it, the Empire is completely restructuring their army altogether. And
we see that toward the end too.
Yeah,
we'll get to that one. And Cody is aware, as we've seen in that scene. We got 2 new characters this episode, other than. Because Cody and Crosshair are already established.
Right.
Like we said, this is a Cody and Crosshair-centric episode.
Mm-hmm.
Rampart basically sends Crosshair and Cody on a mission to rescue a Imperial governor that's going to pretty much take over a planet.
Yep, Governor Groton.
His name is... Yes.
Groton.
Governor Groton, voiced by Max Middleman, and I know that for a fact because I know that voice actor. So.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, Max Middleman has voiced many anime characters, and he has also voiced Lego Han Solo and Lego Star Wars All-Stars. He is also known for voicing a Quarren in both Battlefront and Battlefront 2, so he has done some voice work for Star Wars, and he's also a voice in the Old Republic video game.
No shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he plays like a Jedi character that's very, very obscure, but yeah, Max Middleman has done voice work for Star Wars before, so no surprise that he's now voicing in this show as well.
It makes sense because they do reuse their voice acting family quite a bit. Bit.
Yeah. Oh, and Shelby Young voices the droid character, and she also voices Princess Leia. She's well known for voicing Princess Leia the cartoons and in the Lego games. So.
No shit. Huh.
Yep. I know.
Good
yeah,
call.
I know my
Nice.
voice actors. Yes. This is what happens when I follow voice actors on Twitter and Instagram. So, and look at the credits too. That's also key for
Yeah.
looking out for voice actors.
I feel like I should definitely follow voice actors a lot more, but I
Yeah.
kind of.
I mean, I would also look at the credits if you don't want to follow them. I mean, it's at the very end. You just have
True.
to pause up at the right time. Anyway, getting that out of the way, we're trying to like speed this up. For those who don't know, we're going to be reacting to the trailer. It's going to be dropping pretty soon. So yeah.
So what do you think of the new planet Desix? Like, I thought it was.
I have lots of questions. Okay, first of all, you see that symbol on the freaking building reminds me of Crimson Dawn, and I cannot unsee that. Do you not see that symbol there, like in the middle there? I kind of tweeted about it earlier.
Now that you say it, yes,
No.
I do see it.
I could not unsee that symbol. Like,
Huh.
Star Wars, you want to
So
trying to say something?
So I looked up really because I wanted to make sure that we weren't like stumbling onto something like that was already established. Because when we first showed the planet, I thought it was Geonosis.
So here's a visual for reference. If I could freaking copy and paste my Twitter link. Jeez. If you missed that,
Oh,
yeah.
Yep, I see it now. Yep. Let me see if I can get that onto your. There it goes, right there. Very cool. Now that you've said it, I see it, and
I saw no one on the internet bring that up, as far as I know. So yeah, I got a little suspicious there when I was first watching that, and yeah.
I mean,
and considering
it could become a
citadel,
citadel.
a time where Maul's alive and kicking, yeah. So.
I mean, it could become one of their citadels. It could very easily be one of their citadels
Easily.
eventually. And so it's established that, like, so the current governor of the planet is Tawny Ames, and it's established she was a separatist.
Yep.
And she worked with a character by the name of Mina Bonteri, who, after looking up, I found out she actually was in the Clone Wars. She was a friend of Padme's. She was Padme's mentor? Yeah. So, bringing in the legacy character is cool, but it's very Geonosis-looking planet. And speaking of Geonosis, they have battle droids. Like legit, she still has battle droids.
And they revived them, too.
Yeah.
Somehow the battle droids returned.
Somehow the battle droids have returned.
I mean, that's what happened.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is like post episode 3, post Order 66.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, okay, we do know that some battle droids have survived because we've seen that in the Freemaker Adventures and Mr. Bones.
And Rebels.
And Rebels.
Yep, Rebels.
Most importantly, Mr. Bones, because Mr. Bones is probably the oldest surviving battle droid.
Yeah.
Because he lived to the sequel trilogy.
Yep, that's true.
So, yeah.
I mean...
So not too far-fetched that battle droid showed up here, so...
Correct, yeah, true. It's only 2 months after...
Exactly.
The Order 66. So it just... I don't know why it wasn't... We did make that prediction last episode. I don't know why it was unexpected for me. We more or less said we probably might see battle droids, or I'd want to see battle droids show up in season 2 of Bad Batch. I just didn't expect it to be so soon, and it caught me off guard. It's not a sound I never thought I would hear the battle droid voice again so soon, and hear like freaking droid Dakars rolling around like that. Mm-hmm. That was so cool. Like,
gotta use Matt Wood's voice somehow, right?
So here's my question for you. So I was thinking about this when I was watching it. So Rampart calls in Crosshair to go on this mission, right? And they have them meet up at like the battle wall, which
Yes.
Someone on Twitter actually decoded it, and it's all gibberish, unfortunately.
Yes.
So that kind of
Al
sucks.
Katarn on Twitter was trying to decode that entire wall, and what he translated was pretty much gibberish,
I mean,
according to that. So
he did a really damn good job, though. I mean, I give him
yes,
credit. He went like through every single bit and piece of text and got it decoded. But my question
that's
is,
also a nice parallel to the Vietnam War memorial
ah, good
wall.
call.
That's yeah, because I saw a picture that pretty much paralleled that in the real life Vietnam War memorial.
Yeah.
I don't know if I liked that tweet or not. Let me. I'm pretty sure. Man. I remember seeing a comparison. Um, whatever, but yeah, it's in comparison to the Vietnam War Memorial. It's a simple Google search. I think if you like Google search it, you'll find a
Right.
nice parallel.
So here's my question for you, because like
Yeah.
Rampart now knows that Crosshair lied about the Bad Batch dying.
Oh, he wants to get rid of the clones, like period.
So you think Rampart's sending him on suicide missions, thinking he won't come back?
Yes.
So
I 100% believe that.
same, because it's
And he also suspected, I think, that Cody went AWOL because of him.
yes,
Right?
yeah, because he did that little stab at the end. Like, it's amazing
Yeah.
how
So
all these clones around you disappear. Yeah.
yeah, hatred for the clones is growing, and I think we're gonna see that progress further in the series, and I cannot wait for that. God, how is Palpatine gonna I don't even know if he's gonna be the big bad of this show. I think it's gonna be like Palpatine.
Well, they foreshadow
Because,
shit
like,
because like one of the like when
we
so
see that in the trailer.
like when Crosshair first goes to like the lunch hall where they don't like him.
Yeah.
There's like two clones talking about like the defense recruitment bill, which sounds like recruiting more soldiers rather than clones.
Yeah,
And,
that's what it sounds like to me.
and one of them is like, "Oh, I hope that it doesn't go through for our sake." It's almost like they know, like if that bill goes through, the clones are out. Like they're really doing their
Yeah.
best to get rid of like these clones as much as possible.
I believe it because, like we said toward the previously, like we see that when the Empire comes into the city at the very end of the episode when they rescue the governor, the Imperial governor Groton, like we see soldiers and not clones,
Right.
which indicates that the Empire really doesn't care about the clones anymore, and they'd rather have like soldiers and. They'd rather just discard the clones and just move on. Which I think will piss off a lot of clones, and I think that will lead into a clone rebellion against the Empire.
Oh my god! Can you imagine?
I think that's what they're going. I think that's what they're teasing.
Yeah.
And I think the Bad Batch is gonna help. And I hope Cody isn't dead, and I hope he comes back with Rex. I hope he meets up with Rex, because I know Rex is, like, in hiding also. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. So, God, I hope this all connects somehow.
So there's
And I think it will.
So there's a specific Cody and Crosshair having, on that note, Cody and Crosshair having a discussion about Order 66, right? They're talking about it.
Oh,
And
God. Yes.
they talk about how regulars have gone AWOL as well, right? And he's like, they're questioning the Order, and Crosshair says they're traitors like the Jedi. And, like, Cody legitimately looks sad or confused.
I think he's thinking about Obi-Wan.
Yes.
And how he thinks Obi-Wan is dead, but he doesn't know that he's, like, hiding on Tatooine.
So here's the thing that just when this scene happened, it kind of, I never really thought about it until this scene here. Order 66 specifically was for the Jedi, right?
Yes.
Specifically for the
Yes.
Jedi, which means
people who
sympathize for the Jedi.
Yes. We
So
see that in episode 1 that Crosshair was determined to kill anybody that sided with the Jedi, not just the Jedi. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
So that means these clones more or less know they're doing something bad by being an occupying force for these planets. Like, we see that with when they're on Desix. We see it with Cody.
Actually, sorry, can I just realized something. Maybe this chip side effects are like wearing off, so maybe he's like realizing that because the chip is wearing off, he's realizing truthfully that in his heart that maybe killing the Jedi wasn't the right thing to do.
Right.
I think it's the chip that's wearing off. I don't know 100% how the chip works, but I think the chip is wearing off here. For Cody, at least.
If not, and for most of them.
Because wasn't he one of, like, the first, like, clones to, like, get ordered to do, like, Order 66 by Palpatine?
Yes, he was, I think, in Attack
maybe
Revenge of
he's
the
the
Sith.
first to, just disappear. Very coincidental.
But also,
I mean,
I think you're right with that, because in season 7 of Clone Wars, when Order 66 is given, Rex is trying. He's like crying, like, because he doesn't want to shoot Ahsoka.
exactly.
And he says, "Look for nines," or like pretty much like nines. Look for nines.
In his heart, like it's in his heart, not his.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So
I think you're right. Maybe
My
it's wearing
theory
out for
might be
Cody.
correct.
But then again, I mean, okay, so think about all the bad shit the clones
Again,
are doing.
Crosshair is Crosshair. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
Crosshair already took his shit out, so like he doesn't care. But think about all the bad stuff the clones are doing now for the Empire, being an occupational force, forcing people out of their homes, like doing basic Imperial shit, and they know that's wrong because Order 66 was just for the Jedi and anyone who sympathized with the Jedi. So I think that's adding to the Order wearing off, or like the chip just not functioning properly. Like, I think it's a combination of things, because he's not the only one who's gone AWOL. They say it in this scene, like a number of clones have left.
Yeah.
So they know they're doing something wrong, and all that good stuff. And like, we see it later in the episode. Like, so.
Yep.
I know we're jumping around a lot. People follow us. We do this a lot, a lot. And
Also trying not to take too long recording this because of the Mando trailer that's going to drop soon. So
this might be a 30-minute episode. Anywho, so later on, they get to Ames and Groton, right?
yes.
And freaking Cody is trying to make terms with Ames. He's like, "Listen, dude. What is it? I actually wrote it down. We both lived through one war. Let's not start another." So Cody's tired. He doesn't want to fight another war. He just wants to be a soldier. And he doesn't want to kill Ames for no reason. And then Groton gets free. And Groton's like, "I order you to assassinate Ames." And he's like, "No. Like, I'm not doing it. Like, no. Like, I just brokered peace with this chick. I am not doing it." So it's those types of things I think are making
evidence.
Yeah, I think it's those types of things and those orders that are making like the clones defect. And I'm not sure. I think you're right about the whole, like, we might see a clone uprising, because in the new lore, I don't know what happens to the clones.
Oh, just see old Rex in Rebels and the other two clones like in there. I don't know what happened to the and in Kenobi. Remember, we see that old like hobo.
Yep.
Clone.
A 501st guy.
In the
yeah.
streets. In the streets, exactly.
So, and it may have been something we saw in the comics, possibly, because I think that it's where we saw the clones kind of.
I mean, we don't really know. Sure.
So, like, maybe that's how they explain, I hate to say it, the clones disappearing. They do an uprising, and they get taken out by the Empire.
That's what I'm afraid of. Well, not every clone dies, obviously, because we see that in Kenobi, Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. Although I don't know if we want to count like. Actually, no. Kix is frozen. Never mind. Kix lives till the sequels. Never mind. He is frozen.
Huh.
Kix has an interesting story. Yep.
I don't know. I'm like a little worried how we're gonna see our boys go, and
yeah, he's frozen during all of this. He kind of So.
And as I've said, like
Yeah.
for all of our other stuff that has to take place before the original trilogy, any new character we meet is either going to die or just go off on their own thing. And we might see that with our Bad Batch friends. They might all perish.
I hope that's not the case.
We might see it with Omega. That might be a thing.
No.
So I'm not sure.
Oh, God.
Who?
I'm not ready for that yet. I just know.
We're not sure who we're going to see this with. And it worries me as much as it worries you.
Me. Yes. And we already saw Tech being injured last week.
Yes.
And I don't want Tech to die. I just don't. I'm just not ready for that yet. It's too early. Unfortunately, we might see more deaths toward the end of the season. That's just my fear. Like, that's my only logical explanation.
I think this episode definitely did a good job, or did a great job of actually showing how still formidable the clones are and how dangerous Crosshair is. Because Crosshair took out a tank.
Yeah, and also, I don't think you mentioned this, but in the scene where like Crosshair's trying to have his breakfast in the cafeteria where like all the other clones are, like he tries to sit with like two other clones and like the two clones give him a side eye and just pretty much walks away high school cafeteria drama style. Like,
so do you think
look at that?
Do you think that could be left over from when he was part of Clone Force 99? Because none of them used to sit with him.
That's my suspicion. I think they still see him as like part of the batch and stuff like that.
I agree. It's that it is most likely that, or he's just a dickhead and they just don't fucking like him. But I mean, the way
both.
But the way Cody talks to him, I want to like disagree, because Cody really has respect for him, and Cody wanted him on the mission.
Well, yeah, because they worked together in Clone Wars Season 7.
Yeah. That
one episode of when they were teaming up.
And they found Echo.
They found Echo. That's exactly right.
I didn't expect it's of course, you know, being a guy, like I zone in all the guy shit. Like I didn't expect Cody to take out a knife and just start knifing mofos.
Dude, and he has the same exact knife like model as Hunter.
Really? I didn't notice that. Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's it's a little bit different in color scheme wise, but it's like the exact same like knife model.
Yeah. Huh. I did not notice
I
that
noticed
at
that
all.
in the trailer too when he like kind of pulled out the knife.
Mm-hmm.
And my initial theory is that he kind of took Hunter's knife, but now that's confirmed that's his own knife. And yeah. It's very similar, so that's very interesting that Cody also has a knife like that, like Hunter's.
I guess the clones really had their own weapon, because if you notice, like even like the blasters are very only to those clones. I don't think that the other stormtroopers had similar blasters. They had like a newer model looking blaster.
We haven't talked about the other governor, right?
Which one?
Ina Bonteri?
You mean Ames, Tawny Ames. She's the governor of the planet.
Oh, Ames. Governor Ames. My bad.
So, yeah,
I'm just looking at the notes.
Oh, I made sure to I was looking at it. I'm like, let me
Yes.
bold new characters because we're gonna
Yeah.
need that.
That's smart. That's smart.
That's gonna be necessary because we're
Yeah.
always
Governor Ames was a very interesting character to see, but then she just dies at the hands of Crosshair.
which sucked. And I like the Count Dooku
Also,
name
yes.
drop.
Also, it's very interesting to see the point of view from the Empire side because, like, from our point of view, like Ames, like Governor Ames is like on our side, but like
Right.
in this episode, she's like more antagonistic to the Empire. You know, like it was very conflicting and very like confusing to see like a rebel character be like also an antagonist. But this episode was like the Empire's point of view, so it kind of made a lot of sense.
It did. Like they felt like it's okay.
Oh.
So this is why I do like her character a lot, and I forgot to put this in the notes. So I was thinking about this morning when I was driving to work. But Ames went from being, if you think about Ames, she's a separatist, so she
Yes.
was a bad guy, technically speaking. Even though we never met her,
Yes.
she was a bad guy. And now we see her now, and she's technically the protagonist because she's fighting the Empire, because she's on our side, like you mentioned, right? But then from the Empire side, I cannot.
1 second, my headphones decided to not. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Let me disconnect and reconnect real quick while I replug in my headphones. I don't know why, like, I have it unplugged at the moment.
Okay, let me switch. All right, so Ames started off as a bad guy, separatist. Technically, he's a good guy because she's fighting against the Empire. But from what you were saying, from the point of view of the Empire, she's still the bad guy. And we see her. Not only do we see her point of views, because in Star Wars it's all about your point of view, or a certain point of view, but
Exactly.
we see like her character evolve really quick in this, because she goes from someone trying to
Negotiate,
kidnap a governor or imperial governor, to like someone trying to just defend their home, to someone giving up negotiations and like still trying to, they just want to find a place of their own. That's all they want. That's all they've ever wanted, like their own planet. And we don't get to see that. And she's a
Yes.
good character because of that. And it just sucks like how
Yeah.
Crosshair just took her out.
I wonder if we'll ever return to this planet at some point in the future.
I would like to, just to see.
I doubt it, but
I doubt it too.
I feel like story-wise it wouldn't make any sense unless there was some story relevance in the future.
Right.
But yeah.
I'd like to just see what the Empire does to the planet,
Yes.
because the Empire just likes to take over. Well, maybe we won't, because even Rampart says he wouldn't have cared until they took the Governor Groton hostage. So
Yeah.
it's a backwater planet they don't care about. They just want to have an Imperial presence there. So we probably won't. You're right. We probably won't go back to the planet, which kind of sucks.
I was hoping to see more Governor Groton. Like, he seems to be an interesting, character. Like, that's pretty much it. Like, interesting character, but I don't think he's had enough development to, like, be in more than one episode, I'm
Same.
afraid.
I kind
As
of
much as I love the voice actor, I doubt that he'll show up in another episode. Then again, I could be 100% wrong, and he could show up maybe like several episodes later, like out of the blue. Like, who knows? I mean,
They take him off world because, which I could see that being a very Imperial thing to do. Like, he's on planet. Okay. Follow my logic, because I can see like the Empire doing this.
Oh no, okay.
And how we can probably see him again, possibly.
Okay.
The Empire made such a stink about putting him on this effing planet, where they sent like Crosshair to technically a suicide mission. All these clones die, and then at the end they realize, well, this planet kind of sucks. We don't need to be here anymore, and they just take him off world and throw him somewhere else, just because they realized the planet is they just wanted a flag on the planet and that's it, and leave. Like, take all the resources and they're out. So that would, if I was Crosshair, that would drive me apeshit, because it's like, oh, cool, I just went to this planet to defend it and do things, and you guys don't even want it. YOLO. Which I could see the Empire doing that. They throw them on there, cause all this mischief and whatever, and they're like, we don't need it, and then they're out. Like, that could definitely be their bag, I think, personally. Maybe I'm just reaching, but and the end was kind of screwy, because we got to see again like the Empire as a occupying force, because they're just showing up, they're taking people out of their homes. In fact, there was a mother and son that Crosshair and Cody ran into, right? And he's like, hey, chill, we're the good guys, don't worry about it. And then at the end of the episode, they're being dragged out of their homes, and the stormtroopers is walking in like guns a-blazing.
Yep.
And it's
and Cody realizes
we're not the good guys anymore. We're the bad guys. And then like
Crosshair probably doesn't see it, but Cody definitely did.
I think he's gonna see it now, because
but I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Crosshair is being Crosshair. Who knows?
Well, because so if you think about it, the episode is called The Solitary Clone. And
yeah, that's definitely referring to Crosshair.
And all these clones,
because I don't think we brought this up. He was stuck on Camino for 32 days.
Yes.
That's an entire month alone.
Yes.
I don't
on a water planet that's fucking cold, I can imagine.
That's destroyed, by the way.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's so bizarre.
So all the clones, whether it's Clone Force 99 or the regulars, they are all about brotherhood, right?
Yep.
That's what they're all about. And Crosshair is the only one who's an individual. Even though he's a clone, he's an individual, because he's not with the Bad Batch, and he's not with the regulars. And that's gotta be weighing on him, if anything, because in this scene here, Cody basically tells him the biggest difference between droids and us is we have to live with our decisions. And that looked like it got Crosshair a little bit. I didn't get the image of it, but like it looked like it affected him. And then when he's in his bunk later, he's not sleeping. Like, he gets up before the alarm goes off.
I mean, he wasn't sleeping at the very beginning also.
Mm-hmm. So I think it's weighing on him a little bit. Will he come back to his brothers? I don't know. Like, it's...
Maybe not right away. I think he's gonna maybe come back at a point where he's probably needed to find the Bad Batch, because Rampart now knows that the Bad Batch is still out there. So maybe Rampart will send Crosshair out on a mission to hunt them down, and that's how he'll reunite with them. I think that's my prediction.
I have a feeling that Rampart is going to send them on... I agree, but I also have a feeling that Rampart is going to send them on every single suicide mission possible.
Oh, I agree on that too. I think that's going to be a thing.
And Crosshair is just going to keep on coming back. Like, just keeps on coming back alive. Either the only clone...
Hopefully alternate between the Crosshair and Rampart's whole shebang, and the Bad Batch's like whole mission.
Right.
I hope it's not every episode is like, oh, this episode's about the Bad Batch and Omega, and the next episode's about. I hope they alternate between in the same episodes.
Yeah.
Going forward, because that would be kind of repetitive if they do that. So.
After seeing this, I don't think we're going to see Thrawn at all. Because I think
too early for Thrawn, I think.
Or like
and at this point in time.
Or like other than the Emperor, any other legacy character, because I think this is all going to be about Rampart.
Oh, not Thrawn and Bail. The Emperor and Bail are confirmed.
Right.
So, who knows? I mean, I don't see Thrawn showing up. Maybe he'll get name dropped. I don't know, but it's still too early in the timeline because Rebels takes place years in the future. So
this is true, but like I just feel like this is going to be mostly about Rampart trying to find Clone Force 99, sending Crosshair like on every single suicide mission possible.
Yeah.
And yeah. And like this episode was very dark. Like holy shit dark. Like
it is, yeah.
Like I don't know about you, but I felt terrible at the end of this episode. I'm like, Jesus fuck.
Same. Yep, same.
Like Jesus fuck. And it's like sometimes I forget, like, is it a kid's show or is it not? Because
listen, George Lucas has always claimed that Star Wars is for kids, and I don't believe him. So.
Yeah. I think he said that to cover his ass, maybe, because it's like...
It was the 70s. Who knows?
Because, like, this episode definitely was not kid-friendly. Not at all.
Oh, Lord. Anyway, how do we want to wrap this up?
What were your final thoughts on this episode?
Gosh. I hope Cody's alright. I mean, I hope he's not dead. I hope he truly went, like... I truly hope he went to go find maybe hopefully Rex, or maybe he'll like find Rex at some point, because I know like Rex is still out there. So
yeah,
gosh, I hope Cody's still alive. I just don't want him to be dead too soon, you know. So yeah, those are my quick thoughts about that, and my predictions for next week. Definitely more of the Bad Batch and Omega, and them going on missions that Sid sends them on, or something like that. That's, I guess, my only prediction. What, do we know the episode title for next week or this week?
That's a good question. Let's see.
Do you have that list?
I do not, but let's see if I can find it.
There is a list of episode names. That's all we know, and we do know when the double episode premieres happen also, so maybe that will fuel my prediction.
So we only got episode 4 is going to be called Faster, apparently.
Oh. Pod racing episode?
Oh.
I hope we get a pod racing episode. There is actually, Colin at Marauders pointed out on their stream a few days ago now, that in the trailer we saw like a scene of people like racing, or like in a shot with like neon lights. I'm like not remembering the trailer much, but it's like a vivid it's like a, not a vivid memory, but it's like a weird, I guess, image I have, but I think maybe that's what that episode is gonna be.
So
I don't know.
I'm on Wikipedia right now, and I'll link this below for this episode. So next episode is called Faster, episode 4. Episode 5 is called Entombed. Episode 6 is called Tribe. That might have Gunji in it. I'll predict that one has Gunji. Episode 6, because it's called Tribe.
A Sheik, maybe?
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe Republic Commandos show up.
Episodes 7 and 8 are going to be the double episode for on February 8th, and those are called The Clone Conspiracy and Truth and Consequences.
Gosh.
Episode 9, The Crossing. Episode 10, retrieval. They might be retrieving Omega, or they might be retrieving Crosshair. I don't know. Episode 11, Metamorphosis. Episode 12, The Outpost. Episode 13, Pabu. Episode 14, Tipping Point. And
what if the Outpost isn't referring to Batu because she was like part of Blackspire? Like Blackspire Outpost is. This is a big stretch. This is too far in the future, but like if the Outpost is in reference to Batu, that would make a lot of sense.
I mean, you're probably not wrong.
Like Thrawn visited Batu once with Anakin, but that's my only other Batu connection that I can think of that takes place around this time.
So episode 15 and 16 are the season finale. That's on
Actually, it's an interesting thing to point out. Sorry to bring up Batu again, but they sell Lulas at Batu.
Huh.
So, I wonder.
Huh. Okay. You heard it here first, folks.
I just remembered that they sell these on Batu.
Episode 6, let's just call it right now. Episode 6, Gunji. We're gonna see Gunji, Tribe, because that makes sense.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Episode 12, The Outpost, we might be at Black Spire. So, you heard it here. We're calling it. Let's go with that prediction. Episode 15, 16 are like the last two episodes. That's going to be a double episode premiere, and that's going to be called The Summit and Plan 99, which...
Also...
Yeah.
Now I'm, like, digging. Do they also sell Tuga dolls? Not just Lulas? Or... Do they also sell... Okay, I see Lula. They do. I'm going crazy. I am going crazy. So they actually do sell Tuga dolls at the Toydarian Toy Maker store. And I do have a photo. If I can... I have a photographic proof that if I can... There we go. Gosh darn it, if this connects to the Bad Batch in some way, I will be impressed, so...
Alright, y'all should be able to see it in Millie's camera.
If I call this, I swear to God.
I mean...
Mark my words.
9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, you're pretty spot on with this stuff, like, so... But...
Yeah, true.
So, bit of a short episode tonight, friends, because obviously we're anticipating... the Mandalorian trailer. This should be up by the time we start reacting to shit, so definitely stay focused.
This should be out after our reaction, so...
That's true, true.
Like I said, if you haven't seen our reaction to the Mando Season 3 trailer, I highly recommend go watch that right after this podcast, so yeah.
Definitely.
Want to do the quick outro?
So anyway, friends, if you want to find us on Twitter, definitely reach out to us on Twitter at Ilum Radio. You can find us on Instagram at Ilum Radio. You can also find us on TikTok at Ilum Radio. And of course, YouTube/Ilum Radio. If you want to send us an episode idea or something specifically you want us to talk about, send us an email to ilumradiopodcast@gmail.com. Millie, if they want to find you, where can they find you?
You guys can follow me on Instagram at Millie_Halpern and on Twitter at me_Halpern.
If you guys want to find me, you can find me on Instagram at David Bearded Menace. You can find me on Twitter at Bearded Menace, right down there. And if you want to hang out with me live on a Twitch stream, sometimes you'll find Millie hanging out in chat. You can find me on twitch.tv/David Bearded Menace, where you'll almost always find Millie derailing the chat by posting Star Wars stuff.
Like I always do.
Because I will go on a 30-minute rant and forget what I'm painting to talk about Star Wars.
Or yell about Kenobi dropping at midnight.
Oh God, that was fun.
Remember that?
That was fun.
That?
That was fun.
I mean, they kind of dropped that ball like during Celebration when we were like trying to do a live stream. But yeah, that was fun.
Anywho, friends, that's it for us tonight. We will see you next time. We'll see you another time. And as always, be easy, stay frosty, and may the force be with you. Take care, guys.